When a YouTuber quits YouTube, whether it was due to controversy, burnout, or just pure random, the remaining channel doesn't have much of a choice. It gets forgotten, the subscribers decrease, and it will just slowly disappear like the other abandoned channels. This is how YouTube recycles its platform. They quickly remove the old non-active channels and represent the new passionate ones. No matter how big they were back then, YouTube somehow makes us forget about it. And then there's this YouTuber. A YouTuber who retired and then hit 100,000 subscribers, so he didn't even celebrate it. No silver play button unboxing, nothing. Who is this channel? Toby Animates. A guy who had the potential to become a big channel in storytime animation community, but quit despite his success in YouTube. In this video, we're going to be looking at how this talented content creator made his way up to one of the most noticeable storytime animators and then just disappeared. So, Toby Animates. I have something to confess. I might be the reason why Toby quit YouTube. Okay, I didn't do anything, but in my early video, I said Toby Animates will blow up and become a big animator in a few years. And after that, he just left YouTube. I might have jinxed him, but I had to put him in that video because there are many reasons why I thought Toby Animates would blow up. Actually, there's only 3. First was the consistency. Toby Animates upload 59 videos in 44 months. That's like uploading 1 video per month. Very often and consistent compared to other storytime animators. If you look at the old videos, excluding some of them, most of his videos like 5 to 7 minutes, which is actually quite long. I used to make storytime animation way back and it was 2 minutes long, and even though the quality was worse than Toby Animates one, it took me each 2 weeks to make. I instantly gave up this niche and turned it into a different topic, which was a good choice in my opinion, but Toby didn't shift his content. It took him a year to hit 1,000 subscribers, but he consistently made good content, which became a valuable video for future Toby Animates subscribers to watch. But the consistency is not the only reason I chose Toby Animates to be in my favorite animation channel video. He had talent. The second reason, talent. You know, if you're talentless in animation, this is what you would get in most of your first project. I was confident in storytime animation first since I liked drawing and I wasn't that bad at drawing, but nope, animation is really different. But look at Toby Animates storytime animations. You see this line, how smooth it is and how natural it looks, and it's 5 minutes? How did he do that? YouTube is a very competitive place and without talent, it's really hard to succeed. But he succeeded, which means he has talent, and I knew it before he even had like 70,000 subscribers. The drawing is not the only talent he has. The other one is his voice. His early voice was very...
and there were moments in my life where I got away with a little doodling.
Yeah, it still was not a bad voice to listen to. Actually, it was a voice that made me feel like my younger brother was trying to do YouTube animation and I must root for him, who had much better talent than me. But now, after puberty, he has much more adult voice. I mean, just listen to his voice now.
We're all really aggressive though. People slammed into me, bumped me, and scraped across the side of my cart multiple times.
His voice is so different, yet so suitable for a YouTuber. The voice change was like seeing another YouTuber, Brody Animates. Brody Animates is a guy whose voice changed drastically. He uploaded like once every 3 months, so his voice changed very much after one video.
Have a dairy-free pizza. I don't mind it. It kind of comes naturally, really.
Toby is taking the same path, but the only difference is he's gone now, but Brody isn't. Toby's 2 talent, the animation skill, and the voice was my second reason why I thought he was going to be the big next YouTuber. But another thing is the fact that he had a very fast skill increase. His skill of making a YouTube content is improving in a very fast pace. Let me set an example for you. Here, one of his very early video, you can see that his video is not that bad, but compared to other big content creators, it still has a room for improvement. For example, there could be a background. Most small animation YouTube channel tries to improve every element in just one video and gets very exhausted because of it, but Toby slowly improved his video, slowly but continuously. First he adds background. He only had 1 background per videos in his early days, but as a guy who wants draw background, it's super time consuming. So in order to upload consistently, 1 background was a reasonable choice for him. And most storytime animators didn't even have a background in their tired days, so it's understandable. But Toby didn't stop there. Toby kept drawing background and increased the quality. Now his background is really good. It's high quality. There is the specific feeling in Storytime Animation channel's background, and it's really hard to mimic it, since even if you look at the drawing and try to copy it, you still get a much more inferior version than the original. The only way to master this feeling is just drawing backgrounds a lot, and Toby did that, and now he has the skill of drawing Storytime Animator background. And that's not the only thing that Toby improved. Of course, his basic drawing skills improved, the animation skills also are much better than the past. I mean, just look at this animation. I heard that many good artists had a very long time when they were bad at drawing, and one day they sold their soul to the devil and became crazy. I think Toby might have sold his soul. This is a compliment. But besides drawing, I think the most improved part is the skill of being a YouTuber. You know, appropriate music, right thumbnail, and the most important thing, the perfect topic to talk about. You see, Storytime Animation is very oversaturated these days, so unlike big content creators like Jade Animations or the other ones out, small creators need to choose their topic carefully. You can't just imagine getting thousands of views just talking about work experience now, because there's freaking hundreds of videos, everyone talked about it, and there's no reason to look at small content creators since they have a very high chance of being bad compared to big creators. If you're a small creator, I'm not saying that your video is bad, but I can say that my video was bad, and I was a small creator back then. I didn't know much how YouTube worked. So there's a high possibility that small creators make bad content compared to big content creators. So to have the chance of competing with big YouTubers, you need a very good topic. A topic that only you can talk about. And if you online his videos, the most viewed videos are topics that other YouTubers cannot make. How to become a Storytime animator is something that only animators like Toby can talk about. The cons of becoming a YouTube animator is in the same line. And being a small YouTuber in school. Wow, I think this video is what only Toby can do, because now almost every YouTube animator who's famous is probably not in school anymore. However, when Toby made this video, he was in school. I don't know what level of school he was in, but since he drew a locker, we can assume that he was in high school. And also the best thing about this video is that this video imprinted Toby into many people's mind. So if Toby just made more animation videos with himself in the thumbnail, people will look at it and click the video. It's a really hard place to reach as a YouTuber, and it seemed like Toby was going to have a very steady growth YouTube career. No, the next video that Toby made was called Why I Am Obsessed with Cars. This is a topic which is not that special since many people can talk about it, and there's already a similar video made by Toby Animates. But still, as I said earlier, now people watch Toby Animates not because of the topic, but because it's him. He got 200,000 views, a successful video, and the quality, perfect. And just look at the length, 11 minutes. This video is good. Too good. So good that Toby put his soul in it and made him burn out and leave YouTube. He made a perfect video and died as a YouTuber. This is his last community post that he made. It's really long, so I'll summarize it. According to the post, Toby Animates started to grow really fast in the 2-year point, which made him see the potential of his channel and decided to focus on YouTube, abandoning other hobbies. We can see that his quality did increase in the 2-year mark. This of course led to pressure, and Toby was okay with that for a while. But this made him throw away his school life and just grind YouTube 24/7, which he said was a terrible mindset. His numbers increased, but his social life was going bad. So he started to think about quitting YouTube, and the reason was surprisingly because of his most successful video, being a YouTuber in school. This video made him realize that YouTube could actually be a real job. And at that time, he was preparing one of the biggest projects of all time, Why I Am Obsessed with Cars. An 11-minute massive project. Okay, so if you have never animated in your life, making an 11-minute animation in this quality alone should take at least the whole summer vacation if you're a student. And he sacrificed his whole summer, wasting a huge portion of his childhood because he wanted to try it out. He said it was a big mistake. He just animated every day, not talking to family, just drawing, getting burnt out, but he kept going. Less friends and family, crew deadlines, animating again. Fry the brain, running himself, but endure all of that by saying just a couple of more months. And this will all end. He said he was not himself. The guy animating, he was always Toby Animates. animates. He would only talk about YouTube with friends and family. One day, he finally took a break, and this was one of his best decisions in his life. Talking with family and friends, doing what he really wanted to do. And he realized that YouTube was not a hobby anymore. It was slowly turning into a job, making him sacrifice something if he wanted to continue. He would have to do the same thing over and over again, and that made him finally decide to quit YouTube. Okay, that was a long community post, but this is basically it. The reason why Toby quit YouTube. And if you listen to this, it's really hard to say, please Toby return, when you realize he experienced actual hell. But reading this community post made me realize that most of the reason why he quit was the fact that he was too young to be a professional YouTuber. He mentioned that his childhood was important, which means he really values the time with friends and family. And that is a great attitude. But as you grow older, it often becomes harder to spend time with them as often as before. From now on, this is going to be a personal opinion, so you could disagree, but I am in a pace of turning into an adult. And I realized that when you become an adult, it's really hard to talk with family and friends as often as when you're not an adult. The person behind Toby Animates was dealing with professional level pressure at a very young age. So if he spends more time maturing as an adult, maybe he would consider returning to YouTube one day. Of course, he might never return, and that's okay. At the end of the day, he's just another guy minding his own business. But Toby, if you're not returning because you're scared of people calling you a liar since you have already made a statement, and if this is the only reason, of course, if there's any other reason, you should not return to YouTube. Don't worry about it. Nobody will be mad at a talented storytime animator returning. Does this feel like forcing Toby to return? If that's the case, I'm sorry. Okay, this video became way longer than I expected. This shows my pure love to the channel Toby Animates. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe and like. It really helps, and I want to hit 5,000 subscribers before this year's ends. Okay, I will see you in the next video.